Some baseball records don't just sit in the record books, they stand guard over the very spirit of the game, unbreakable, untouchable, echoing across generations. 1884, Old Hoss Radbourn's 59 wins in a single season. Baseball in the 19th century was a different universe. Imagine pitchers throwing so often and for so many innings that their arms seemed made of iron and pain was just part of the uniform. In 1884, Charles Old Hoss Radbourn racked up a simply unthinkable 59 wins in a single season. Today, a healthy starting pitcher makes about 32 starts. Radbourn pitched, completed, and won nearly double that. With no pitch counts, little understanding of arm care, and precious few relievers, Old Hoss just kept going, sometimes pitching 3 days in a row. By year's end, his reputation and his salary were legendary. No pitcher since 1900 has approached even 40 wins, and the five-man rotation era means this record is as immortal as baseball itself. 1894, Bobby Lowe's 4 home runs in a game pioneer. In 1894, Bobby Lowe became the first man to hit 4 home runs in one game, initiating a feat that, while matched 17 times as of 2024, remains staggeringly rare. While not strictly unbreakable, 4 home runs in a game serves as a threshold for as good as it gets for decades on end, especially in dead ball times. 1897, Wilbert Robinson's 11 RBIs in one game. Some records are built over careers, others explode in a single day. In June 1892, Wilbert Robinson, better remembered now as a manager, went 7 for 7 and drove in 11 runs in one game for the old Baltimore Orioles. With today's elite relief arms and ever-changing bullpens, anything over 8 RBI now gets national headlines. Robinson's outburst towers over the single-day record book and seems destined to remain a freak occurrence. 1901 to 1911, Cy Young's 511 career wins. Cy Young's name is carved into the game as the Cy Young Award, but the real man notched 511 wins. Consider this. Over 22 years, he started 815 games and finished 749, a number so absurd it's the stuff of tall tales. Pitchers of the modern era like Maddox or Clemens sometimes struggle to reach even 360. In an era before specialization, before modern medicine, Cy Young simply outlasted everyone. With pitch counts and arm care now priorities, this is a record that might truly outlive the game itself. 1906, the Chicago Cubs' 116 single-season wins. The 1906 Cubs, a team from baseball's wilder past, set a mark for wins that would stand alone for 95 years. Across just 154 games, the season was shorter. The Cubs steamrolled opponents, finishing with a 116-36 record. Only the 2001 Seattle Mariners, almost a century later and in 162 games, could match the total. Never surpass it. Today's league's too crowded with talent parity, injuries, scheduled off days, and the ever-tougher landscape of modern competition. A 117-win team feels all but impossible outside the realm of video games. 1912, Chief Wilson's 36 triples in a season. Triples have always carried a certain magic. The hustle, the gamble, the slide across third base, and away from disaster. In 1912, Chief Wilson hammered out 36 triples, running wild across irregular outfields and unpredictable grass. It's a total no modern player even approaches today. Anyone with 15 triples leads the league. Stadium size, fielding skills, and home run focus all keep Wilson's wild dash safe for eternity. 1916, Jack Graney's 38 sacrifice hits. Jack Graney set the American League record with 38 sacrifice bunts in 1916. Teams once lived and died by small ball. Today's game of launch angles and slugging relegates the sac bunt to a curiosity. Few modern teams bunt more than 30 times total in a season. Graney's record reflects a bygone strategy: give yourself up for the good of the team over and over. 1916 and 1938, Johnny Vandermeer's consecutive no-hitters. Pitching a no-hitter is a baseball fever dream. A little luck, a lot of control, and a touch of magic. In 1938, Johnny Vandermeer became and remains the only pitcher ever to throw 2 consecutive no-hitters. Nobody's ever thrown 2 regular shutouts in such succession since. Pitching matchups, video scouting, and bullpen management make this one of the sport's absolute untouchables. 1920 and 1927, Babe Ruth's home run transformations. If there's one player whose records transcend time, it's Babe Ruth. In 1920, Ruth hit 54 home runs, more than any team except the Phillies. In 1927, he slugged 60 dingers, smashing his own record and sending the entire country into a frenzy. Ruth's dominance wasn't just about numbers, it was about the shockwaves he sent through the game, yanking it into the home run era almost by himself. While Maris, McGuire, Sosa, and Bonds have topped his seasonal numbers, none have ever outstripped the total awe factor. Ruth's 1920s home run marks remains baseball's most famous revolution. 1924, Rogers Hornsby's .424 batting average. Hitting is an art form, and no one painted more beautifully than Rogers Hornsby in 1924. He batted .424, the highest modern era average for a full season. Nobody's topped .406, Ted Williams' 1941 since, and advanced pitching, fielding, and analytics make a new .420 average all but impossible. It was a summer of line drives, perfect mechanics, and seeing-eye grounders, a masterclass never again equaled. 1925, Joe Sewell's 4 strikeouts in a season. Can you imagine striking out 4 times all year? Joe Sewell did exactly that in 1925, fanning just 4 times in 699 plate appearances. With today's pitching velocity and wipeout sliders, that streak stands as the ultimate measure of hand-eye coordination. In 2023, major leaguers struck out more than ever before, making Sewell's legendary eye look more superhuman every year. 1930, Hack Wilson's 191 RBIs. Takes a perfect storm of conditions for a player to notch 191 runs batted in, as Hack Wilson did in 1930. Wild scoring, a juiced ball, teammates who got on base, and a relentless bat, Wilson had it all. The closest anyone's come in decades was Manny Ramirez and Sammy Sosa, each briefly sniffing 160. Modern bullpens and fewer overall base runners means Wilson's 191 RBIs will stand as an impossible summit. 1941, Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak is sacred. In 1941, while the world careened toward war, everyday Americans woke up to see if Joe had kept the streak alive. At its midpoint, the nation was collectively holding its breath. It survived close calls, miraculous hits, and mounting pressure. Each year someone gets to 30 games and the streak comes up again, but the pressure grows with every hit, every out, every inning. It's a test of consistency, focus, and luck like no other in the modern era, with harder throwers, more relievers, and no easy at-bats means DiMaggio's number is likely the most recognizable and unbreakable in all of sports. 1941, Ted Williams' .406 batting average. In that same miraculous summer, Ted Williams finished with a .406 average, facing the pressure of his .399 average. Williams decided to play both games of a final doubleheader and went 6 for 8, solidifying the last .400 season. The Splendid Splinter's discipline, mythic eyesight, and refusal to duck the challenge turned him into a legend. Modern hitters with .350 averages get parades. 400 now seems like a number for the fantasy leagues only. 1961, Roger Maris's 61 home runs under pressure. Roger Maris broke Ruth's 60 with 61 in 61. Fighting off pitchers, hostile media, and even asterisk debates. Maris's 61 lasted until home run fever hit in the late 1990s, but his record's more about pressure than just numbers. Every at-bat from 55 on felt like carrying the whole weight of baseball history. While steroid-era sluggers topped him, few records have ever been chased so nervously by a nation. 1962, Maury Wills' 104 steals sparks a run revolution. Maury Wills stunned baseball in 1962, stealing 104 bases in a season. The art of the steal returned, spawning the careers of Lou Brock and later Ricky Henderson. With pitch-outs, pick-off moves, and video scouting, today's leaders top out around 60. Will's swiping spree remains a turning point for how the game is played and a benchmark that almost certainly won't be passed in the sabermetric era. 1968, Bob Gibson's 1.12 ERA rules the mound. In 1968, Bob Gibson posted a 1.12 ERA for the St. Louis Cardinals. He pitched complete games and shutouts with a glare that froze hitters. His season was so dominant that Major League Baseball changed the rules, lowering the mound to give hitters a fighting chance. In the decades since, not even the best modern aces have sniffed his number, making Gibson's Year of the Pitcher a high water mark for all time. 1973, Nolan Ryan's 383 strikeouts electrify baseball. Nolan Ryan made history with 383 strikeouts in 1973. The Ryan Express was a marvel. Pure speed, raw power, and unbreakable will. No one since Randy Johnson in 2001 has even gotten to 350. Pitchers are now protected by pitch counts and schedules, making Ryan's total a throwback to a different understanding of strength and risk. 1975 to 2001, Ricky Henderson's 1,406 career stolen bases. Ricky Henderson, the game's all-time leadoff dynamo, swiped 1,406 bases, a number more than 450 ahead of his nearest rival, Lou Brock. Today's best base stealers won't even reach halfway by the end of their careers. Henderson's blend of bravado, speed, and durability is a formula modern baseball doesn't even attempt to mix anymore. 1982 to 1998, Cal Ripken's 2,632 consecutive games. Lou Gehrig's Iron Horse reputation endured for 60 years until Cal Ripken Jr. took the field for 2,632 straight games. 16 consecutive seasons through injuries, day games after night games, and roster turnover. Ripken simply showed up. In today's game, load management and scheduled rest days are norms, with bigger, faster, more athletic players all needing recovery time. The notion of playing every day for 16 years is simply unrepeatable. 1988, Orel Hershiser's 59 scoreless innings. Orel Hershiser's September of 1988 is the stuff of legend. Every game became appointment viewing as he stacked shutouts upon shutouts, closing the season with 59 consecutive innings without allowing a single run. With modern bullpen usage and pitch limits, even 40 scoreless seems Herculean. Hershiser's run is a testament to toughness, rhythm, and timing. 1993, Fernando Tatis's 2 grand slams in 1 inning. Baseball's a game of streaks and momentum, but few can match Fernando Tatis's feat on April 23, 1999. He clubbed 2 grand slams off the same pitcher in the same inning. The conditions are so rare, the right spot in the order, men on base, don't make an out, that this one is almost more a statistical fluke than a record. Still, the odds make it unlikely to ever be matched. 2001, Barry Bonds, 73 home runs and beyond. The new century dawned with home run fever. Barry Bonds' 73 in 2001 shattered all expectations and records, even amid controversy. Technology, training, and yes, PEDs made the power explosion possible, but no player since has come especially close. The game has pivoted toward pitching, shifting and balanced power now, and with nobody touching 60 in years, Bonds' season stands as both spectacle and outlier. Bonds is also the owner of more all-time walks than any other player ever, both in a season. 232 in 2004, and for a career, 2,558. With lineups changing and walk rates dropping, these may stand forever too. 2004, Ichiro's 262 hits breaks an 84-year-old record. Ichiro Suzuki arrived from Japan with a swing all his own, collecting hits like a machine. In 2004, he notched 262, breaking George Sisler's mark set during the Roaring '20s. To reach it, Ichiro started hot and never slumped, playing nearly every game and bunting, slapping, and running his way to history. Given modern pitching and so much rest for stars, no current player seems likely to come close. 2008, Francisco Rodriguez's 62 saves put closers on top. Francisco Rodriguez, a.k.a. K-Rod, saved 62 games in the 2008 season, an all-time best for the modern closer. With teams now moving toward bullpen by committee and skipping the save and lopsided wins, K-Rod's single-season bullpen mastery is likely to stand for decades. 2012, Josh Hamilton's 4 home runs in a game. On May 8, 2012, Josh Hamilton slammed 4 homers in a single game, only the 16th to do so at the time. As bullpens deepen and strikeouts rise, replicating this feat becomes less likely every season. 2016, Aroldis Chapman's 105.1 mile-per-hour pitch. On September 24, 2010, updated radar standard confirmation in 2016, Aroldis Chapman hit 105.1 miles per hour on the radar. Fastball velocity keeps climbing, but the human body has its limits. Nobody's topped it in a decade. It stands as the speed record in baseball lore. 2021, Jacob deGrom's 1.08 ERA through June. In our modern analytics-driven era, Jacob deGrom posted a sub-1 ERA halfway through 2021, reminding fans of Bob Gibson, but also highlighting how bullpen usage and injury management now deny even flamethrowers the chance to log necessary innings for monumental records. deGrom's half-season ERA was the lowest since 1968, but he ended up injured, underlining why old records stand. You have to finish the journey. 2023, 2024, Shohei Ohtani's two-way records. Shohei Ohtani's run as both an elite pitcher and slugger for the Angels has already made history, breaking records for combined pitching and hitting WAR, fastest to 30 home runs while qualifying as a starting pitcher, and most strikeouts and home runs in the same season. While nobody can say what's truly unbreakable for a talent like Ohtani, his value and stardom are changing record-keeping in real time. But as for traditional records, the career or season win totals and hit numbers remain untouchable. 2024 and the future. Home run, strikeout, and save records are safer than ever. As of 2024, Major League Baseball continues to see more home runs, strikeouts, and pitcher changes than ever. Yet the great records in wins, consecutive games, hits, and hitting streaks haven't budged. The game's relentless pursuit of specialization keeps pushing totals downward. Nobody's cracked 400 since 1941. Nobody will ever hit 60 triples, and no closer has threatened Rodriguez's saves. Ohtani's two-way play is unprecedented, but not a traditional threat to these hallowed numbers. Baseball keeps changing, but its greatest records seem protected by magic and memory. They're more than numbers, they're living history, whispered about in dugouts and playgrounds alike. As long as the game is played, the chase continues. But these legends stand tall. Which record blew your mind? Think you'll ever see one fall? Comment your pick. Subscribe for more baseball storytelling and share with a friend who loves baseball legends as much as you do.